Well, hello then, I do hope you're all well. Now, in this video, it's from the same subcommittee meeting where our hapless Tory MP James not so cleverly had his feet held to the fire with facts from Lord Donald Martin Thomas, with facts that just blew apart his fantasy world. But here, Lord Peter Hain, who served as Secretary of State for Northern Ireland from 2005 to 2007, so you could tell he'll know his onions, won't he, so to speak. But during the meeting, our James not so cleverly was spouting on about how he wants to get people round the table, so to speak, and get all parties in Northern Ireland together and thrash out a position where everyone will be happy with the Northern Ireland Protocol. Although with one slight flaw that Lord Peter Hain saw in his plan. Nobody trusts this Prime Minister or this extreme Brexit Tory government.
Thank you very much, and you're very welcome this morning. Having done the Minister of Europe job and found it incredibly busy without a European war, I especially appreciate your presence. I wanted to ask you about your view about bringing together the different divergent concerns and priorities that there are in Northern Ireland. We heard from three parties yesterday who support the protocol, for example, but think there should be changes in its implementation in order to get the Assembly up and running. And in that context, it seems to me, as a former Secretary of State, that the government isn't trusted as an honest broker in a way that it was Sir John Major's term, an honest broker, in a way that it was under his government, under Tony Blair's government, and under Gordon Brown's government. I mean, how is it possible to bring together all these different concerns into a common position if that is not the case?
I think that's a brilliant question, and good luck with that, James, not so cleverly.
Well, again, it's one of these situations where I find myself answering questions from someone who I know has a huge amount of experience in both the ministerial Minister of Europe job and the Northern Ireland portfolio.
In other words, oh shit, this is a zinger of a question. Am I going to get out of this and look and sound intelligent?
And the world today is not the same as it was in the mid to late 90s, and we recognise that. Our desire, the UK government's desire, absolutely is to protect the Good Friday Agreement, to get the power sharing executive up and running, to ensure that the relationships between Northern Ireland and Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK are stable, secure, and free flowing. And there is no one in government that does not subscribe to that as a desired end state. And I know there are tensions, which tensions and maybe even a degree of distrust. We're going to have to find.
No shit, Sherlock. They don't trust you or your Prime Minister.
Find a way of working through that, and
love the way he went and working through that. This is where he's going to struggle now.
We are, and I think that the area of success, the landing zone, as it were, is the fact that pretty much across the board there is a recognition that the protocol needs adjusting. Even the voices that are most supportive of the protocol accept the fact it is not perfect. And
from what I hear, the DUP want it ripped up, and that's what their modus operandi is, from what I'm being hearing.
Basically, that's the UK government's position as well.
Sorry, can I ask, adjusting or amending? You used the term amending earlier on. I think there's common agreement on that, as you say.
Yeah, and so our view is that the voices that are very pro-protocol recognise that there need to be changes. The voices who are very anti-protocol, I think, their concerns can be addressed if we can demonstrate the changes to the protocol sort out those pinch points and those concerns. And I think we can demonstrate to those voices the protocol can work for them as well. If we can do that, then I think actually we really can get the parties back together. I think we have got a credible chance of getting the executive back up and running and cutting a deal or striking a deal with the EU that addresses their concerns or our concerns.
Trouble is, James, nobody believes anything your government says. Nobody believes anything your boss says, to be truthful or honest. So you're wasting your time.
And, there are lots of moving parts, and we don't pretend it is simple or straightforward. But as I say, the tone of the response to the Foreign Secretary's announcement about legislation, I think, could have been much, much, much worse. Generally, what we're hearing are voices saying, look, let's keep talking, let's seek to resolve this, rather than people, flinging over the chess table and storming out of the room. That, I think, is an environment, both in terms of the relationship with the EU and with the communities in Northern Ireland, that I think that is an environment where we can actually get a deal done.
I very much welcome your expectations and hope on that. Privately, however, with having had contacts with Dublin that go back many years in my case, and also Brussels, frankly, there isn't the trust that you need for negotiations to succeed. People will make more concessions, in my experience, and I guess you'd agree, to you, that's to say to HMG, if they trust you fully, and if they don't think you will simply pocket those and then up the ante through legislation or whatever. That trust issue is critical, isn't it?
So I've spent a lot of time negotiating in a commercial environment. And whilst it is not the same when it comes to these kind of negotiations, there are some things which are true. And one of the things that I've always found is a good way of building trust is
to be honest brokers, tell the truth, have integrity.
Is to help the counterparty understand what your motivations are, what's in it for you. And
yeah, but it doesn't matter what you say, they don't trust you, so you're just wasting your time. Nobody believes anything what you say.
The question that I've asked often is, why would we want to prolong this disagreement? Where is the benefit to HMG of prolonging this impasse and not resolving this issue?
Well, to me it's obvious, because it's good for your fan base. Without Brexit, you have nothing else to boast about.
The big lesson that we took from the 2019 general election is the people of the United Kingdom, in all parts of the United Kingdom, want to get this resolved, and particularly now that we're seeing inflation because of global events, they want the government, both the executive in Northern Ireland and UK and in Dublin, they want all of us to be getting on with those really important things that we should be getting on with. There is no political benefit to HMG.
Yeah, there is.
Dragging this out. There is no economic benefit from dragging this out. We see tensions in Northern Ireland that we want to see resolved. There is no benefit to having those dragged out. So there is no incentive for us to be difficult over this. And if there was a deal that we genuinely believed addressed the issues that we have highlighted, why would we not have taken it already? And when I have that conversation with representatives, either from the Commission or from member states, and put it like that, and I say, so yeah, if you can spot, if you can tell me what you think HMG's incentive is to not negotiate in good faith, where might I harvest benefit? Please let me know, because genuinely I can't see it.
It's good for your Brexit voters. They love all that stuff. Getting right up the noses of Johnny foreigners and stuff like that. They love it. So stop talking out your arse. And the thing is, with you drivel about Northern Ireland, again, you and your government don't give a shit about Northern Ireland. So stop it.
So even if you don't trust us one iota, follow the money, as they say. It is in our political and economic interest to get this resolved. So even if you think we're a bunch of liars, which by the way we're not, but
yes, you are.
Even if you thought we were, look at where our best interests.
I didn't say that.
No, I know you. Of course you didn't. I know you didn't. I know you. But the point I'm saying is that even if we were acting the most cynical way possible, our cynical best interest, political, financial, economic, whatever, still sits with getting this resolved and getting it resolved quickly.
Thank you. I welcome that, and I also found it very significant that you said your priority was to get the adjustments to the protocol that are necessary. And having got that on the record, back to you, Lord Chair.
Thank you very much.
And there you have it, so to speak. These parties see straight through this extreme Brexit Tory government, don't they? They're just bad faith actors, aren't they? The one thing I did notice about our James not so cleverly, though, was when Lord Hain and Lord Thomas were, putting the squeeze on him, they'll get all defensive and try and put words into their mouth, won't they? Trying to paint them as though they're the bad faith actors. And I just thought that was very, very interesting indeed. What do you guys think? Right, I shall leave the video here, and there'll be one more from this subcommittee meeting, but it's a bit of a funny one, and you'll like, and it just sums up, in a nutshell, what Brexit is all about. So until next time, I shall bid you farewell, and, take care.